Good morning, everybody. Good morning, Blaina Grant. Surrounding areas. It's 11 o'clock. I mean one thing, gentle exercise. No, it's not Craig, it's me. Hope everyone's doing all okay on this fine Monday morning. Craig's asked me to cover today. He's all okay. Obviously, he's doing Tai Chi this morning, so he's all okay. So we're just going to go through it. So obviously, yes, hope you all had a very, very good weekend. And yes, let us know who's watching and give you a bit of a shout out. And then we'll go straight into a nice little warm up. So yes, we're just going to give it another minute or so. Just to make sure everyone's all on board, and then we can go straight on. So the equipment that I've got today, just got my tins. Good morning, Glynis. How are you? Good morning, Charlie. Ready to go? Yes, that's what I like. So I got my tins of beans ready today, and Andrew's watching as well. So that's great. All I've got today, the equipment I got, is kept it very, very simple. It's just some beans, and I've got a chair as well for the seated alternative. So if you do need to, just please give me a shout. I'll try and be back and forth and reading the messages as best as I can. And then obviously if there's anything you need to know, then everything's okay. Yes, I'm not too bad, thank you very much. And I'm doing super good today for a Monday morning. Normally it's me on the other side on the old keyboard warrior, typing up stuff and making comments. But I believe I'm on my own today. So yes, but what I will do, as I said, is I'll keep on rushing back and forth and keep on showing messages and stuff like that. So if you have got any problems or have got any issues, just type away and I'll try and come back and answer them as best we can. So I hope you all had a very, very good weekend. And yes, I look very different because Craig normally does a Monday. But it's myself today. So what we're going to do, turn to English, and what we're going to do today is we have a block of 3 exercises. What we're going to work is our upper body, our midriff, and then we're going to work our legs. We're going to do that 3 times, okay, and we're going to work for a minute on each, but we'll have 40 seconds rest then after one. So work for 3 minutes, 40 seconds rest, work for another 3 minutes, 40 seconds rest, and so on. We'll have a big 2-minute gap then, and then we'll repeat those exercises as we go through. Okay, right then. So without further ado, let's smash straight into this. Let's hit it head on. Let's get the week going as we want it to. So let's start nice and steady, marching on the spot. So obviously, if you're doing it from a chair, it's just normal. Sit, stand. Let's get my timer going. There we go. It's just a normal marching on the spot. So lifting the knees up high, stomach in, working that core, and just a nice little steady march. So on, obviously if you stood up, it would be just like so. As I always do, I always like to mobilize all of the joints before we kind of get straight into it. So I'm just going to do those shoulder rolls. Just rolling back up. So everybody keep those shoulders going. Hello Andrew, I booked on for next Monday in the gym. Top man, excellent. So yes, the gyms are opening from the 15th. If you do need to book into the gym, what you have to do is call the leisure centres. They will give you a PIN number for the app itself, and then you can book on, or as you're on the phone to them, you can book onto the gym to go into the gym there. They are limited spaces because obviously we are limiting the amount of people that we can go in, but please feel free, just give them a call and we can go from there then. So yes, from the shoulder rolls, I digress. And then we're just going to take it increase that motion a little bit further, okay? But if you do have any queries or any questions or anything like that, please drop us a text on our page, or if you have my number or Craig's number, give us a call and we'll more than happy give you further information about what's happening and keep you up to date. And then relax, we're going to do a couple of side steps, okay? This time I'm physically stepping to the side. That's them, so obviously from sat down position, goes like so. Again, just to keep you updated with in terms of our scheme itself, we are waiting on Public Health Wales, further information from those as to when our scheme can start back up properly and classes can resume as normal. So we're still waiting on that because obviously the type of people that we deal with and the type of people get referred. But as soon as we know, you guys will know. You guys will be the first to know. Okay, right, so we can increase that range. So if you can, try and do a big shoulder roll now. Rolling it, bring it, brushing it past the ear, and then taking it back down. I'm just going to take a look at the screen, make sure I haven't missed any comments. Hey, what's happening, Kerry? Are you all okay? And Caroline, excellent, well done. So let's keep it going. So nice and steady, all right? And then from there, as I mentioned, I think I'm on my own today, so I will be rushing back and forth the camera quite a lot. Right, feet then, hip width apart. Take the knees slightly off lock. Bring the elbows in nice and tight. We're just going to slowly turn to the side. So we're mobilizing the middle part of our spine, okay, the thoracic. It's a very, very good one to do first thing in the morning, especially particularly if you've got a bad back. Gets the body nice and warmed up. There we go. And obviously, just take your breath a bit as you turn. Just keep it nice and steady and slow, okay? Back into a march. We're going to go into some high knees. Yes. So, thank you for joining me today on this fine Monday morning. Considering it's supposed to be raining, it's staying pretty dry so far, so that's good. Right then. So from there, what we're going to do then is feet a little bit wider than shoulder width. Hands down to the side. Stretching down as far as we can go. Come back to the center and stretching down again. I'm at an angle so you can kind of see me. So that's from the side. Okay, and then from the front and down and back down. So everybody in the centres are extremely busy getting everything prepared and make sure everything is safe for you guys to come along and it hopefully give you confidence and to come back into that gym. Okay, but as I mentioned, if you've got any queries at all, please, 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 please give us a call. Okay, so back to some side bends again, just to finish off. That's it. And then back into a nice little steady march. Any further comments at all? Just to make sure everything's there. Nope, that's good. Right, back into that march. Perfect. So from there then, what we're going to do is some hamstring curls as we always do. Or you can do some leg extensions for me. Okay? So hamstring curls or leg extensions, whichever you prefer, whichever you can do. And from there, what we'll do is stretch our chest muscles. We're going to push forward and then back, okay? I'm only lifting the leg as high as you can take it, so it might only be there, and that's fine. Even if you just want to tap the toe or the front part of your shoe on the floor, you can do that as well. That is fine. Excellent. Right then, taking both hands, place them on the small of the back now and squeezing those shoulder blades together for me. That is good. And then we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. Because I like to challenge things. And the more we do it, the better we become. So hopefully nobody's had a couple of drinks yesterday, so finding a bit coordination, a bit hard. And then relax into that nice and steady march there for me. Good, good, good. Right then, so from there what we're going to do is some heel dig. I'm just going to tap my heel on the floor. This time I'm going to do shoulder press and taking my hands above my head and then I'm bringing them back down. Again, keeping it nice and smooth and rhythmical. And then as you take a step forward then with your right leg, hold it there, hands on your hips and sitting back into the stretch. It's quite strange not to have anybody commenting down below. Normally Craig or Phil is normally there, but obviously they're not here today, it's just myself. So it's very strange indeed, very quiet on the feed. And then slowly come back up. And then we're going to do a couple more this time. Now we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. Okay, opposite arm, opposite leg. That's it. And then as you take a step forward then, with your left leg, I'm going to hold that there. Hands on your hips again, and then sitting back into stretch. Keeping the chest nice and high, back and straight. You should feel stretch all from the hamstring, from the top of the knee, right up into the bum. So it's a very, very good one to do, especially if you've got a tight back, okay? Back into a nice little steady march again then, right then. So from there, we're going to do our half jacks. Only bringing the arms up to shoulder height, okay? That's in. And then from the side, it looks like so. Very weird looking at yourself in the camera. I should think I'd be used to it by now, but no, it really is very strange. So from there, what we're going to do is a sort of a Saturday Night Fever one. opposite arm, opposite leg. And then if you want to, you can add a little roll in the middle. Getting my dancing shoes on now. Should have my big white suit on. That's it. And then place one hand on top of the other. Stretch it all the way up to the top. That is in. I don't know if you can see my hands. I need to come back a little bit. And then relax, bringing those arms down. Right in. So from there now we're going to do our tap backs with a forward raise. Bringing everything forward. And that's it. Again, bringing the arms only up to shoulder height. Taking them back down. Pushing off the ball of my foot. And then bringing the 2 feet together. That's it. We're nearly there. As you take a step back with your left leg, I'm going to hold that there. Bending my right knee and leaning slightly forward. If you're sat down, I want you to point your toes towards the ceiling for me. And that will give you the stretch in the back of the calf. Okay, and hopefully that'll be about 10 seconds, and then we're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg. So I'll show you from the front. I'm doing same arm, same leg. There we go, that's better. And then as you take a step back, then with your right leg, we'll hold that one there, bending the left knee and lean slightly forward into the stretch. Make sure the chest is slightly over the knee, but the knee doesn't go past the foot. And there's a nice straight line there from your head. Whoop, lost balance, all the way down to the heel of your foot or shoe or trainer, whatever you happen to have on. That's it, back into a nice little steady march into those crossovers again. Gonna take it a little bit higher now with my knee lift, okay? I don't know if you can see that, I'm probably taking it just above my hip now, okay? Because I'm trying to get to that full mobility, alright? And that's your aim if you haven't got that mobility yet. You will do, so lifting it as high as you can. And then we do opposite arm, opposite leg. So it doesn't have to be quick. If it's good, and just progress in each and every single time. Okay, because that's what we want to do, is improve your mobility in your hips, knees, shoulders, all over to help with daily life. Daily life, right into a rhythm then. And then back into a nice steady march on the spot. Get a drink, everybody, and get a touch on that camera. Boom. So I hope you're all okay. So we're just about to get started and rip straight into this. So I'll just give you a brief of what we're going to be doing. So the first 3 exercises, okay, is we're going to start off with an upright row with a march, okay. Then we're going to do some twists, so like we did in the warm-up, okay. And then we're going to go from there into some lunges, okay. Not lunches. Some of you have been, I think that's what I've been saying. But lunges, again, if you want to use a table for support, you can do. I think last Friday I put out a video about lunges, about different types of ones you can do. Okay, so please have a little look at that as well. But I'll go through that. So we're going to spend a minute on those 3, and then we're going to have 40 seconds rest, and then we'll do another 3 then. Okay, which I'll explain a little bit further as well, because I don't want you to forget. So, with the first one, upright rows. Now you can either just bring the tins up to the chest. Now if you sat down, you're in this position here. And if you want to do a little bit of march, I personally find that a bit awkward. So I probably take my hands, so I got 1 tin in the middle of my leg and 1 on the other side, just because it feels a little bit easier. Or if you want to stand like so, just have a tap of the feet. If you sat down, that's also fine. The twists then, you can either have your arms out straight or bring them towards you like we did in the warm-up, okay? And then, depending how far you want to twist, it's entirely up to you on your mobility and what you feel comfortable in doing. And then, finally, last but not least, is the lunges, okay? As we take a step forward, bending down and coming up. Now, if you find this difficult, or if you sat down and doing them, what you can do is you can do some leg extensions, or you could do some high knees, because the object, if you sat down, is we want to increase the mobility and strength in the legs. So you can do some leg extensions or some high knees in it and get a little bit of cardio in there as well. As I mentioned, a minute each, then 40 seconds. We're going to be working quite hard today. Make sure you have your drinks with you, or your tins and weights and whatever you need. So we'll get ready to go. I've just seen a comment coming in. It was Thursday, the lunges. Yes, Thursday was the lunges video that I put out, and I give different alternatives of regression and progression to lunges. So please have a little look at that, and that's on our website as well, on our Facebook page. So without further ado, let's get going. So we're going to go in 3, 2, 1. Let's rip straight into this. So we're going to do some upright rows and some marching on the spot. As you can see, if you sat down, thanks Andrew for the prompt of when the video went out. So if you sat down, this is a nice and simple one to do. Okay. As I mentioned, I find it sometimes a little bit awkward because I can't get my arms down and keep on doing this. So what I'll do is I'll either take my feet further apart and I'll just have a little tap, or I'll do them alternating and put the one tin there down in between my legs and then the one the other side. All we're trying to look for is we're keeping the elbows up, pointing towards the ceiling. Okay, there's a tendency to do that. Okay, and we don't want to do that because that can hurt the wrists. We want to try and take it up and work all the muscles up the top there. We've only got 10 seconds left of this. Well done, guys. And then we're going to move on to our twists. Okay, so working our midriff. Okay, and relax. Good. Feet hip width apart now. Arms out wide if you want to. And then we're going to turn to the side, coming back to the center, turn to the side again, back to the center. So that's really, really good. Back to there. Superb. And it's just like that. If you want to do them one at a time, you can do as well. So from the front it will look like so. Or you can do them both at the same time. Again, it's working the obliques, but it's also mobilizing the middle part of the back, the thoracic, okay? So it's a very, very good one to do. 20 seconds left, guys. Let's keep it in, staying in. And then we'll have 40 seconds rest after our lunges. We'll keep on pushing through. 10 seconds, 8. Don't forget, it is quite warm, so please make sure you got some water there. 2, 1, and relax. Perfect. Straight into those lunges now. Into those lunges. So this is a full lunge. I wonder if I can do this all in a minute. This is a full lunge. If you want to regress it, just go down a little bit, only as far as you can go. Okay. If you find this difficult, what you can do is turn the one foot out. To me, it's going to be pointing about 10 past. For you, we 10 to. And I transfer my weight into that leg. Take a step forward like Craig does in the TMW. And then just transfer that weight from one leg to the other. It's just a rocking motion. But all I'm doing is keeping my top up nice and straight as well. And obviously, once you've done one leg, you turn the foot out, take an empty step, and you do the other. And again, it's just transferring the weight from one leg to the other. Okay? Got out of those lunges, didn't I? So, from the side, it looks like so. I'm bending my knees to about 90 degrees. I'm using the table as well for support. 2, 1, get a touch. 40 seconds rest. Boom. So, that's it. 40 seconds rest. Right. You rest. I'll let you know what's going on next. So, the next two we have, we're going to double up on this one. We're going to do some tap backs, bicep curl, and a kick back. Obviously, if you sat down, you could do some heel digs, bicep, kick back, bicep, kick back, bicep, kick back. So that's number 1. Number 2 is the side bends, nice and simple. And then finally, it's the sit to stand. Obviously, if you find it difficult again getting out of the chair, what you can do is, I know Andrew's watching, Andrew, if you want to do some chest pressing, okay, you can do that as well. So then you work the bicep, tricep, and get a little bit of cardio in there, some chest pressing and some marching on the spot, okay? So that's a little bit alternative. Andrew, if you want to do that, because I know we tend to give you different alternatives for that. Right, so let's get ripping into it. Let's go for our bicep curls and kick back with a tap back. Okay, so here we go in 3, 2, 1. Let's go. 1 minute now, guys. So bicep curl. As we kick, tap back the other one, we'll do a tricep one. Yeah? As we come forward, arms come up, back, nice down. So I show you from the front. Take a step back. My arms go back, forward. I bring my hands up. Okay? So my arms go back all the time on my right leg. That's just how that's happened when I've made it quite slow. So I'm being quite slow and precise with it, because I want to make sure you guys to see what I'm doing, but also it concentrates on the exercise and the movement, I should say, the movement that I'm doing, okay? So as you can see, I have a tendency to look down. Don't need to look down, I want you to look up, okay? So I'm looking up directly out through the window. We've only got 7 seconds left, guys. This is really good. 3, 2, 1. Straight into those side bends. Now, no messing around. I've kept the weights in my hands. If you need to, you can pop the weights down to the side. So again, mobilizing the lower part of my back, working those obliques again, okay? That's it. Get me out of breath. And I'm getting warm. I need to open a window. I need to open a window. It's getting too warm, everybody. It's getting too warm. Halfway there, I've got to open a window. I'm getting roasted. Whew. That's a bit better. That's a bit better. Straight back in. No messing around. Straight back into it. So from this one, we're going to go to our sit to stands. Now, as I mentioned, Andrew, if you want to do a chest press with a march on the spot, or indeed if anybody else wants to do that as an alternative, you're more than welcome to do so. Okay, so 3, 2, 1, off you go. Sit to stands now. So if you want to make it a bit harder, you can hold the weights like I'm doing, or no, it's not all, it's just sit to stands with the weight. I'm going to keep it simple. Or if you want to make it easier, you just pop the weights down. And then if you want to make it easy again, make sure you've got support around you to push up on. Okay, or again, if you find that difficult, what you can do is what they call like a jockey, and you're just pushing down on the chair and having a rocking motion. Okay, so when your feet come up off the floor, I know sometimes we say in class, oh, don't rock because that's cheating. Well, it is if you can do it. If you can do that, yes it is. But if you can't, it's a very effective way in getting up in and out of the chair. Okay, because you're building that momentum and then you whoosh, come up. Okay, but the idea is that you do this and make sure the feet big thing there. 4, 3, 2, 1. Excellent. Get a rest again, guys. Make sure you get plenty of water in, because even though it's quite cloudy, not sunny, it's still quite warm. Still quite warm. Next 3, what we have is a forward and a lateral raise with a side step. So sitting down, there's no issue with this one. Forward and a lateral raise with a side step. Okay. Next one we have is the seated crunch. Obviously, there's no issue at all in sitting down there. It's just bringing both legs forward, bringing them back, and you can do one at a time if you want to. Working the stomach. And then the final one is a side lunge, okay? Like so. And obviously, if you sat down, what you can do is a side step. Just opening up the hips, okay? And strengthening the abductor muscles, okay? So it's still a very good, effective way to do that. So if you sat down, please do that. Here we go. Last 3, and then we'll have a rest. Okay, so first one is a forward and a lateral raise with just a toe tap. So all I'm doing is tapping my toe to the side. We're going to go in 4, 3, 2, 1, and off we go. So forward and a lateral raise with a toe tap. Just tapping my toe, not putting any weight on my toe. All I'm doing is just taking my foot to the side. Okay, so that's really good. So what you're working is your shoulders. Okay, right now. So if you think about carrying shopping bags and things like that, don't get me wrong, we don't carry them like that or like that. But when you're carrying the bags, that's how you carry them. It's working those shoulders. And if you're lifting them up to put them on the table, that's the action that you're doing. Okay. I always like to give a reason as to why we're doing the movements that we're doing, because then you understand them a little bit more, and not just because you're doing them because we've told you to do them. There is a reason. There is. We're nearly there, guys. 15 seconds left. So this is good. And then we move straight to the seated crunches. Okay. So we're nearly there. 3, 2, 1. Popping the weights down in that chair and seated crunches. Using my stomach. You could do both feet at the same time, if I come a little bit closer, or you can use one foot at a time. So you can see me leaning back, working my stomach, working here, okay, And as I lift my leg up, you can really feel yourself crunching, even if you feel you want to pull the chest towards there. Again, keeping it nice and slow. If you want to rest, that's fine. You take a rest because it is warm. Alright. And adjust. There doesn't seem to be any heat in this kitchen today. 20 seconds left, guys. Keep it going, and we're going to go from here straight to our side lunges. As I mentioned, if you sat down, you can do the abductor movement, taking the leg away from the body. Okay? So I'm leaning back. We're going to go change over in 3, 2, 1, and relax. So side lunge or abduction. Okay, so abduction looks like that from the seated position, and the side lunge, obviously, as I demo, take a side step, transferring the weight into that leg, pushing up, back to the center. Okay, keeping that stomach nice and tight, shoulders round and down. Okay, so chest nice and proud. Well done. If you're all still with us and hanging on in there. It is a tough one today, especially for a Monday morning, but that's how I like to start my week. Getting straight into it and straight in with a mix. Well done, everybody, keeping it going. Okay, so from the side it looks like so. As you can see, keeping my back as straight up as possible. We've only got another 15 seconds and we'll have 2 minutes rest then, guys. Okay, it's a very difficult one today. There's a chance to get some water, chance for me to open a couple more windows in here. 4, 3, 2, 1, get touch. Boom, well done everybody. Hey Royston, what's happening? Hope you're doing okay. Where you been? If you're just joining in, don't forget to do some of the moves probably without the weight to start off with, and then we can go from there. Alright then, so we got 2 minutes rest. What we're going to do now is work back through those activities, okay? So the first 3, if you can remember, is upright row with a march. And the next one is the twist. Right, if you just joined in, just staying in, what I would probably do is keep the movements nice and slow to get the body nice and warmed up, and then put a couple of stretches in as well. I'll ignore that because I've got plenty of time left. Yeah, that's what I would do personally, just to get his body stuff nice and warmed up. I'm going to be back now and opening another window. Should have done that at the start, shouldn't I? Wow, it's warm in here. Right, so yes, so I hope you're feeling good. I hope you had a good weekend as well. Yes, the lessons are going to be opening back up on the 15th of August, so which is Friday or Saturday, is it? So that's going to be soon. If you do want to attend the gym, you do have to book. And you can either do that via our Iron Leisure app, or you ring the centre and then book in. They're going to be limited opening times, okay? So best to get, and you have to book in a week in advance. So if you want to book in for Monday, you'd have to ring now for next Monday, if that makes any sense, okay? So we've got 30 seconds left, but I will explain a little bit more at the end as well. Okay, so 20 seconds left, guys. Our first 3, if you can remember, is upright rows with a march, twists, and some lunges. Okay, some lunges. If you're sitting on a chair, what you can do is just transfer the weight from one leg to the other. Right, let's go. Let's rip straight into it. So here we go. This is where the hard work kicks in. So we're going to work for 3 minutes, 40 seconds rest. Okay, good couple of feeds coming through now. I will come over and have a little look at those just in a sec. It's very difficult being on your own, because you can't read anything, can't interact with anybody. That's it. So keep on going, guys. I'll have a little look at what's going on. Bobby's here. Hey, come on, and Andrew and Roy. Excellent. So keep it going, guys. If you've just joined us, probably keep it nice and slow. Do a bit of stretching in between as well. All right. So hope you're doing all okay. Hope you had a brilliant weekend. For those who are just joining in, where have you been? That's it, but you're here, it doesn't matter now. That's all that matters, is that you're here now. Right, so from here, we're going to go into our twist. So if you're just joining in, you may want to just do this without the weights and keep it nice and smooth. So here we go. Feet up width apart, knees off lock. Turn to the side, back to the centre. And we're going to do exactly the same then to the other side. So everyone's working hard, I hope, I trust. Okay. Well, if you want to keep the arms up nice and straight, you can do. And then if you want to do one arm at a time, you can do as well. So again, as you can see, you don't have to use the weights. And what we're doing is twisting our body. All right, twisting the body. 30 seconds left, guys. And then that's 2 minutes down. Woo. 2 minutes down. I am warm today. I am boiling. 15 seconds left. Let's start twisting. Let's make it a purpose. Let's hold it a little bit longer if we can. 3, 2, 1. Into those lunges, guys. So taking a step forward. Bend both knees, go down as far as you can go. That may only be there. That is fine. You do what you need to do. You can do it supported. You can do it without any support at all. If you're sat down, what you can do is take a step forward and drive down. Push that weight down through the knee into the foot and back up. And then exactly the same there. So I'm not just leaning forward and pushing my weight down through my knee. Not juddering, pushing it down and coming back up, okay? And if you find it difficult, what you can do is some leg extensions as well. The options are yours. Okay, so lunges, we're nearly there. We've only got 20 seconds left. So show from the side again, and then from the front. Whoop, had a little bit of wobble then, anybody see that? Pushing up. Down as low as we can go. Keep chest back nice and high. 2, 1, 40 seconds rest, get touch. Boom. So where we are now. Right, what we have next 3 is the biceps and the kickbacks. Okay, so tap back and then a kickback with a bicep as well. So I'm working the front part of the arm and then I'm working the back part of the arm. And then the final one, we have some sit stands. Again, if you want to do some leg extensions, or I think I mentioned Nancy to perhaps do a chest press with a march, you can do to get that heart rate going as well. Okay, so here we go. In 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's get into it. So bicep curl, then a kickback. Bicep curl, then a kickback. Okay. So I hope you're feeling good. It's been a couple of long months, isn't it, doing this? But we hopefully will be back to the new normal soon, I suppose. New normal. Keeping distance. But well done. Excellent. And hopefully our scheme will start back up as well, so the normal classes will be resumed. And you can see us in person. Way, you lucky things. Lucky or unfortunate. I don't know. That's it. Keeping it going, guys. We've got 15 seconds left. That's it. Let's keep this workout going. We're about halfway through, I think. Halfway through. So from here into our side bends. Just a side bend. Nice and simple. Okay? Using or mobilizing the lower part of the back, the lumbar, and using our obliques to move from side to side, okay? So I'll show you from the front. I'm going to keep the movement nice and slow. So I'm not lifting my shoulders. All I'm doing is I'm just leaning. Be careful with this one, guys, because there's a tendency to bend forward and arch the back, which we don't want. It's keeping the back up nice and straight and going from side to side. 30 seconds left. That's it. Keeping it going. Whew. Again, if you need to stop, have a little rest because it's quite warm. And take some fluid on board. Most Craig would say, quality H2O. Sound like the water boy. 3, 2, 1. Moving on to the last one. Sit the stand then, guys. Let's go. Taking it up and sitting down. So, if you want to make it harder, as soon as your bum touches the floor, touches the seat, you come straight back up. If you want to regress it, you slow it down, okay? If you want to make it easier again, count a couple of seconds before you push up, okay? And then to make it even easier again, you can perhaps have one swing and keeping the momentum to push you up if you find, particularly that your legs are weak. Or what you can do is from that position, just coming up and don't go all the way up. So that's another good way of doing it. Or my personal favourite is the frog squat. Put my elbows in my knees and just doing that. So keep my chest side back straight. As soon as my bum touches there, I'm going to stretch all my hamstrings. This is brilliant, and I already get the burn instantly from that. 2, 1, get touch everyone, and we're going to have 40 seconds rest. Excellent, right, so our next and final 3 are forward and a lateral raise with a side step, or toe tap I should say, toe tap, and then seated crunches, okay, bringing our knees up to our chest, and then to finish off we got some side lunges, okay, going down to the side. So well done everybody. As you notice, it's very quiet on the feed today because it's just myself here, so nobody interact. I do apologise. Let's get into it. Forward and a lateral raise. But if you do have any questions or have any queries about what I've mentioned today or about any of the movements that I've put in today, please feel free to comment after the class, and then I'll get back to you then as soon as I can. Okay, as I said, normally there's another one of us on the end of the keyboard typing up or giving alternatives to do. What am I doing? I'm supposed to do a side step, wouldn't I? So tap. So yes, there is normally 2 of us here, but 1 is good. I'm all here. I'll give you everything you need, or try to. That's taking it forward and back. Arms out straight, and then arms out straight to the side, okay? Now you can go wherever you feel is comfortable. You don't even have to go all the way up. You can just do as far as I'm going. It's whatever suits you. 2, 1, into those seated crunches then. Here we go. Last two then. So, I'm just bringing my knee up to my chest and then taking it back down. Knee up to my chest and back down. So this is how you can really make it slow. If you find that difficult leaning back and you think, oh, it's really pulling on my back, Scott, what you can do is some high knees with a bit of a twist in it, turning my elbow to touch the knee, and I'm working the obliques and I'm working my abs, okay? Alright, so it gives you a little bit of alternatives there to do. We've only got, check my time, 20 seconds left, guys. Come on, let's keep it going. So we're going to finish in 15 seconds time. Whew, I'll be glad. It's too warm. Well, not too warm, outside is lovely outside, it's too warm in here. So here we go, in 4, 3, 2, 1, on our feet. Here we go, last one, side lunges. Now then, this is the last one. As I mentioned, from a seated position, you can do a leg abduction. So you're working inner part of the thigh, and all I'm doing is taking my hip out wide, or my knee out wide, and then back to the center. Okay? So side lunge, leaning down. So you can see, still working the same sort of muscle, but obviously sat down, not working as many. Okay? So here we go, 30 seconds left, halfway there. Last one. Let's bring it on home. Bring it on home. That's it. And hopefully by then I might stop sweating. So take as much water on board as you need, guys. Again, just because I know that everyone's getting out and about a little bit more, don't forget you can watch these videos back. That's the beauty of Facebook and everything on there. You can watch them at the time that suits you best. And relax, everybody. Get touch. Boom, straight into there. Excellent, well done. That was superb effort today, guys. Right, what we're going to do, as we always do, is bring that heart rate down nice and slowly. So grab yourself a drink. Alright, and we'll have a little bit of a march on the spot while you're doing that. Okay, I can get rid of that now. Hey, get my timers mixed up. So a nice little steady march, taking your time when you're ready. Make sure you've had a drink first of all. Alright, and we're just going to slowly rotate those shoulders. So loosen everything up, so we've done a lot of upper body work. So if you notice, the format today was upper body, middle, lower. So we've done different exercises 3 times to work all different parts of the body, alright? But we worked straight all the way down. I think we pretty much covered everything apart from the calves, didn't we, in the back? So it's very, very good. And they're nice and simple and nice ones you can do at home as well, obviously. So what we're going to do from there is go into our hamstring curls. Again, if you sat down, you can do a leg extension with these, okay? And then we're just going to do a chest press. I'm just pushing forward and I'm bringing my arms back. Pushing forward and bringing my arms back, okay? Keeping it nice and steady. Taking both hands, place them on the small back, and I'm going to go into a march now, okay? So I'm slowing it down. I want to bring my heart rate down. I'm squeezing those shoulder blades together. So from the side it looks like so, from the front looks like so. And if you can't put your hands around the back as well, just close those shoulder blades and relax back into a nice little steady march again. Right, so we're going to stretch our hamstrings now. So we're going to do some heel digs, just tapping my heel on the floor. And I'm going to do some bicep curls as well. Some bicep, nice and slow. As you can see, I'm really purposefully doing them slow because I want to get my heart rate down. I don't want to increase that, I want to lower it down. And that's what we mean by cooling down, okay? So lowering that heart rate. So then as you take a step forward with your right leg, hands on your hips, I'm going to bend the left knee and sit into that stretch, keeping the chest nice and high, okay? Back nice and straight, so from the side it looks like so, and from the front. And then relax, back into a couple more. We're going to do opposite arm, opposite leg, okay? Opposite arm, opposite leg. And then as you take a step forward then with your left leg, we'll hold that there, hands on your hips again, and sitting back into that stretch. And you should feel it from the top of the knee right up into the bum, okay? And then slowly coming back up, perfect. Into a little march again, and we'll do those side steps. And then once we get used to that, we'll do a shoulder press, but I'll only put my hands up when my one leg goes out, okay? So I'm slowing the motion right down to allow my heart rate to decrease, which is what I want. And then place one hand on top of the other, like so. Stretch it as far as you can. Now if you find this difficult to do, don't forget you can do it just like so. You can do there, 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 all the way up, whichever is comfortable for you, honestly. And then we're going to back into a march. Still keep our arms there, and then relax, okay? There we go. And then last stretch then, guys, we're going to do some tap backs, but this time I'm going to make sure my heel is touching the floor. So again, I'm slowing that down, but not only that, I'm stretching my calf muscle dynamically as well. So and that means obviously I'm moving. Okay, and then as you take a step back then, okay, with your left leg, I'm going to hold that there, bending the right knee, and then just tilt the body ever so slightly forward. So you can see there's a nice straight line from the back of my head all the way down to the heel of my foot. And then we're going to come out of that, and we're going to do a couple more. Alright, so from the front you can see, it's like so, and then as you take a step back then, with your right leg, we'll hold that there, bending my left knee and lean slightly forward. So it's difficult to see when I'm faced on, that's why I always tend to stand at a bit of an angle, so you can kind of see what I'm doing, okay? And all this is doing is stretching the lower part. If you sat down, you could have pointed the toes towards the ceiling, alright? And relax back into a nice little march to finish off on. Well, I've got that 1/4 on my watch, so that's about a 45-minute workout, okay, all in all. Probably a bit less than that because I've been talking, alright, with lots of rest periods in between, alright. So, well done everybody, excellent. So as I mentioned, the gyms are opening up and the leisure centres are opening back up on the 15th. If you do want to go, you have to ring up. If you are booking via the app, you still have to give them a call and find out your PIN number, and you can book online. It is a week in advance, so if you want to book for today, if you want to book for Monday, you have to ring today for next week, and so on for Tuesday, and from that way. We haven't heard nothing from Public Health Wales yet as to when our scheme, the National Referral Scheme, can start back up as of yet,
but I know there are plans to kind of get that underway. We're just being very cautious because the type of people that get referred on to our schemes they can be classed as in a vulnerable category. Okay, obviously, if you don't feel comfortable in going to the gym, that's fine. We're all here on Facebook for you to join in at home. That's not a problem. We're still going to be continuing with these for quite a while, and hopefully it'll become a regular thing. So yes, if you do have any questions or queries about today or anything that's going about to happen, it's changing, please get in contact with us and we'll hopefully get back to you as soon as we can. We'll try and keep you up to date as best we can, guys. So well done today. Thank you very much for watching and tuning in. Take care, and we'll see you all very soon. Thanks very much. Take care. Bye.